This is David and welcome to Btekt. This video is sponsored by Direct Mobiles. You can check out their deals at directmobiles.co.uk. The Google Pixel 3 was a great handset made even greater by Google's decision to release a cheaper version with arguably a better price to performance ratio. Of course, I'm talking about the Pixel 3a. A brilliant little handset for the price, and now we've recently started to see leaks for the Pixel 4a. Now we've got an idea of how this device could look thanks to case renderings which show off what type of camera this device could have. OnLeaks got in there as well and gave us these renderings of what they think the Pixel 4a will look like. So I thought I would do my own design and model and give it a virtual hands-on so we can get an idea of how this device could feel like in the hand. Just like the Pixel 3a, this device is expected to have a unibody plastic design. But unlike that device, it does seem to have a very different look to the more expensive Pixel 4. The unibody design kind of rules out the two-tone style that the Pixel 4 has, and I've imagined it to just be all one colour and not have the two-tone effect that we saw from the last series either. We're getting a rear-mounted fingerprint scanner, which is definitely not a bad thing if you ask me, and what looks like a single rear-facing camera and LED flash across the back. At first, I went for the contrasting black camera bump, giving it a similar appearance to the Pixel 4. But looking at the case renderings, they've gone with just one colour for the whole device, and I think that actually looks better, leaving the shape of that square camera bump being the only thing that ties in the design of the Pixel 4a with the Pixel 4. Expect this device to have the very latest version of Android 10 in Google's own style, which I think is one of the best Android experiences that you will find anywhere. Around the front, we see big differences between this and the Pixel 4. We should have a punch hole screen for the very first time on a Google device. Some people may actually prefer this type of screen to the Pixel 4, as that device does have quite large bezels on the top and the bottom. Being a cheaper device, I expect this screen to have fairly chunky side bezels and quite a bit of a chin, although I do hope I'm wrong about that assumption. Don't expect to see a 90Hz display as we do with the Pixel 4, although having said that, it should be an OLED display. And actually, it will be quite interesting to see how many features of this device are kept from its bigger brother. That for me is what makes the Pixel 3a such a good phone, is that it actually does keep quite a lot of the features of the Pixel 3, most notably the camera system. They obviously haven't kept exactly the same camera system here, and we only have one single lens, although it is expected to be the same main lens that we see in the Pixel 4. If so, it should be a 12.2 megapixel unit and deliver great results. But it will be interesting to see how this phone stacks up against its contemporaries. There are plenty of multi-lens smartphones in this price bracket at the moment, so it would have been good if they could have given it the exact same camera system as the Pixel 4 and thrown in that telephoto lens. It's expected that the Pixel 4a will launch with either a Snapdragon 730 or a Snapdragon 765. Let's hope for the latter on this one. Also, it will have 64 gigs of onboard storage and 4 GB of RAM. Now there is a good few months before we're due to see this release, and these are very early specs, but it would be really nice if they could have just put maybe 6 gigs of RAM in this device. I feel that by mid-2020, for a £400 phone, we should really be getting a lot more than 4 gigs of RAM. I can think of many manufacturers that will give you way more than 4 gigs for that price. Given that they've gone with the bezel-less design this time with the Pixel 4a, it kind of seems like a no-brainer that we won't be getting any air gestures or that brilliant face unlock feature that we see in the more expensive Pixel 4. But one thing that really let that device down in the eyes of a lot of people is the less than impressive battery life. The Pixel, as I said before, has one of the best Android user experience that you'll find anywhere. But the competition are producing devices that have 2 days worth of battery power and will allow you to charge that battery very quickly. There's no word on the size of the battery for the Pixel 4a just yet, but I kind of expect Google to be just as stingy as they was with the Pixel 4. If you ask me, battery power is a fundamental necessity for a good phone. The last thing you want is a phone that is constantly letting you down. So I hope that Google will see the error of their ways with the Pixel 4 and pack a much more heavyweight battery into the Pixel 4a. The Pixel 3a was announced during the Google I/O Developer Conference, and it was actually made available to buy on the very same day. That conference is usually in mid-May, so that's when we expect to see the release of this device. In my opinion, the 3a was one of the best phones of last year, when you consider its price against its performance, which was just as good as its far more expensive companion. So I am looking forward to this one, but I'm not 100% on the styling. It does seem like they're making an attempt to really separate the Pixel 4 from the Pixel 4a. Many people say that the Pixel 4 is a bit of an iPhone copy, and in many ways it kind of is. The design now is very similar to the iPhone, and I'm not just talking about the square camera bump. Also, the metal frame around the outside, the thickness of the device, the Face ID only system as well makes it a very similar user experience, which really isn't a bad thing. But this design for the Pixel 4a doesn't really seem very iPhone. Anyway, quite a few months to wait until we see this one, but I expect that somebody will get hold of one early and do the full unboxing video, which is something that we're kind of getting used to seeing from Google phones. If you're looking for the best possible deal on your next mobile phone, then I suggest heading over to the Direct Mobile's website, where you can compare all of the available deals for handsets against each other, all there in the one website. See prices from all the major carriers and more, so you know where to go to get the best possible deal for your new phone. They also have over 24 years of award-winning customer service, so you're in great hands. You can find the link to their website in the video description below, or just search directmobiles.co.uk. There is also a link down there to all the best tech and accessories, which are all recommended by us, the Btekt Amazon shop. It's well worth checking out. If you enjoyed this one, leave me a like and subscribe for more Btekt. Follow me on social media. My name's David, this is Btekt.